Hi, welcome back folks. So again, this is going to be a different tutorial on how to use the sway for this activity. Believe it or not, I don't need you to do every single thing in it, which I know is a weird statement coming from Mr. Mullins, because you're like, well, Mr. Mullins usually has us do 70 million things in one lesson. So here I'm trying to save you some time. However, if you want to do everything within it, always feel free to. You always have that option, but that's up to you. So as you see in the directions here, what you're going to do for this sway is you're going to choose at least a minimum of 3 of the stories within the Microsoft sway. So we're going to go to slide 28, which is where you will find the sway. And I'm going to enlarge it. Now, normally when you would do your sway, right, to do a reading, you would click on this arrow right here at the bottom right hand corner to move through the story, or you would use the back button to go back to certain parts. You're not going to use these buttons yet, because again, in this way I'm giving you options of the different stories that you can read. So the first button you're going to click on is the little chapter looking button. So you're going to click on this, and what it's going to do is it's now going to bring you up the different sections, because each section is about a black man, woman, or LGBTQIAP+ person who has been murdered. Not all by police. Some of them have been murdered by white supremacists as well. So, obviously this clearly isn't everybody, but the point is to give you a range of different murders that have taken place from 1955 to the present. So these are the individuals, and I know it's hard to see here. You'll see a little gray button appear near your Nearpod button. Do not click on the blue button, because it's going to take you out of the sway. If I maybe make it smaller, you'll be able to see, nope, they're the same spot. Okay, so just be aware that to move the bar here, you need to bring your cursor over and a gray box will appear. You want to click on the gray box, and if you click on the gray box, it will move the timeline, and this will allow you to choose whose story. So for example, if let's say you don't know much about Sandra Bland, right, and you want to know more about what happened to her, then you'll click on her story, and then you'll go to the arrows like you normally would to read about her. And then once you read that story, you'll then go back to the chapter button. It will bring you back to the main chapter section, and again you'll click on the gray bars that appear to move throughout it, and you'll choose another person to read about, and again you'll use the arrows. So that is how you're going to use this sway. Like I said, please feel free to read every story, because every story is important. But what I'm asking for in this activity is that you read at least 3 stories. And this is just a suggestion. If let's say you know a lot about a person, so George Floyd, for example, a lot of people know about George Floyd. If you want to know more, then please feel free to read his story. But what I would really take advantage of is if there's somebody on this timeline who you never heard of, because that's what this lesson is really about, right? It's about trying to remember people who maybe have been forgotten. Then choose a story of somebody that you haven't read about, because that's what brings the memory back. So again, choose a minimum of 3. Try to choose people that you don't know about, and of course, if you want to know more about certain people that you already have an idea of, please feel free to do that.